Yo, what is good, YouTube? Krishan checking back in with another video. In this video, we will be comparing Samson Dauda at the 2022 Arnold Classic to the Olympia winning version of Shawn Rhoden. Now, this was actually requested by one of my very good subscribers. He's been requesting this one for a while, so I figured I would get to it. And if you guys haven't noticed, Shawn Rhoden is immortalized over here on Go Fitness. Almost every single video you click on starts with Phil Heath, Flex Wheeler, and then Shawn Rhoden winning the Olympia title. One of my favorite bodybuilders of all time. May he rest in peace. And I was actually considering using the 2017 version of Shawn Rhoden where he placed 5th at the Mr. Olympia. That's actually one of my favorite packages that he brought to the stage. Now, when this was requested, I don't think he was saying Samson can beat Shawn Rhoden. I think he just wants to see the similarities and how close Samson is to Rhoden. So let's go ahead and start this comparison. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. So starting off with the front double bicep, and just off the top of my head, if I had to think Shawn Rhoden versus Samson Dauda front double bicep, I would go with Shawn Rhoden. But that may not be the case. Samson Dauda actually stacks up very well against Shawn Rhoden in this shot. Now, something that jumps out to me about Samson Dauda is the actual size of his chest. Even in this front double bicep, you can still see the thickness of the chest, similar to a guy like Akeem Williams. Most guys, when they pull the front double bicep, the chest flattens out. Take a look at Shawn Rhoden. But in this shot, I would have to go with Samson Dauda. I believe he has bigger quads. Both of these guys have incredible quads. And they're saying a lot about Samson because Rhoden probably has some of the best wheels of all time. Samson also seems to be winning in the arm department as well. And me saying that Samson can potentially take Shawn Rhoden in the front double bicep, that's saying a lot about Samson Dauda. Now, taking a look at this front lat spread, and something else that jumps out to me, Shawn Rhoden has a better color as well as more oil than Samson. Every show that Samson does, the oil always seems to dry up. But Samson is bigger, wider. The quads are just huge, man, separated. If he had more oil, then Samson would definitely look a lot better. He needs to get the oil that Andrew Jack just had at Texas. But this shot, I can see it going either way. My eyes are just drawn to Shawn Rhoden. But if we go muscle for muscle, I think I would be leaning towards Samson Dauda. Shawn does seem to be a bit more symmetrical in the lats, but the backdrop is a bit dark, so I can't 100% tell. But there's a bit nitpicking. You guys let me know, but I'll probably get a slight edge to Samson Dauda in these first two front shots. And taking a look at the side chest, the first thing that jumps out to me in this shot is just the detail of Shawn Rhoden. By bodybuilding standards, Samson is probably winning in some of the muscle groups. Chest, arms, upper body, Samson looks a lot thicker overall. But look at the striations in the glutes of Shawn Rhoden. Look at the amount of detail he presents. This guy looks like an absolute statue. Me personally, I would give Shawn Rhoden the edge in this shot because the detail and the conditioning. He's making Samson Dauda look soft, guys, but Samson just has a lot of muscle just falling off his physique. Very muscular guy, but Shawn Rhoden is just too conditioned in my personal opinion. I can see some people going with Samson Dauda, but to me, he isn't conditioned enough to beat a guy like Shawn Rhoden in this shot. Now let's go to the back double bicep where we can actually gauge the conditioning of these two guys. And for the sizing police, Shawn Rhoden is listed as 5'10". Samson Dauda is listed as 5'11". I did my best to size these guys to the best of my ability. But I have also heard that Shawn Rhoden is only 5'8", 5'9" on a good day. So you know. But Shawn Rhoden brought a crazy level of conditioning to the 2018 Mr. Olympia. And once again, I almost wanted to use a different version of Rhoden, which I feel like Samson Dauda would have stacked up better against, because Shawn Rhoden's conditioning is just absolutely too much. Samson Dauda is by no means soft. He just never has the striations in his glutes. And Samson actually placed 4th at this Arnold Classic. These guys are actually pretty comparable, but Shawn Rhoden's condition is just on a completely different level. Now, taking a look at this rear lat spread, Samson seems to bend down a bit and Shawn Rhoden seems to lean forward, like Ronnie Coleman or Dexter Jackson. Now, back for back, if Samson was in similar condition, he could be taking this shot. But look at the glutes of Shawn Rhoden. These are some of the hardest glutes I've probably ever seen. But even though Shawn Rhoden doesn't possess as much hamstring separation as Samson Dauda, I think the conditioning, the polish, the oil, and tan matters, guys. I believe all of that would just be too much for a guy like Samson Dauda. I don't want to continue to repeat the same thing, but Shawn Rhoden makes Samson Dauda look soft, and Samson definitely has to find a way to get those glutes conditioned, because if Samson is in a close comparison in a back shot with anyone, and the guy next to him has striated glutes and he doesn't, I'm pretty sure the other guy would get the nod. Now taking a look at this side tricep pose where both of these guys opt for the side tricep with the leg forward, Samson Dauda is definitely winning in the tricep department, actually the entire arm, potentially the chest as well. If Samson had on better oil, we could see the striations in the farther pec a little bit more. If you look closely, you can see that. But as far as overall flow in this pose, I definitely like Shawn Rhoden a bit more. And take a look at the traps of Shawn Rhoden, just absolutely massive. Now Shawn capitalizes on Samson Dauda's one weakness in this pose, which is the midsection. But Samson capitalizes on Shawn's weakness, which is the tricep in the tricep pose. So I can see this going either way, but I personally give the edge to Rhoden because of the abs. And speaking of the abs, we are already at the ab and thigh pose. And in all honesty, let's just take a moment to admire the physique of Shawn Rhoden. Shawn Rhoden appears to be in 4K, similar to how Andrew Jack looked at the Texas Pro. Just absolutely unbelievable. And I'm pretty sure when he hit this shot at the 2018 Olympia, that was all she wrote. And honestly, unless you're Shawn Ray, Lee Priest, or maybe even Andrew Jack, you don't want to get anywhere near Shawn Rhoden when he hits this pose. And finishing up here with this most muscular shot, and this is going to be a shot for Shawn Rhoden. The size of the delts and the ab separation, almost perfect abs, man. Samson Dauda is definitely winning in the leg department, but Shawn Rhoden I would take in the upper body. I believe Samson is just doing a better job of actually sitting on his quads to create the separation, because we all know that Shawn Rhoden has some crazy separation in the quads as well. As always, I hope you guys did indeed enjoy this video and this comparison. I will be doing a couple more comparisons, so if you guys have any in mind that you want to see, leave them in the comment section below. I'm Krishan from Go Fitness. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel. That's it. I'm out.